Well, good afternoon, Doonhamers. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Queen's reserve manager and winger turned fullback, Willie Gibson. Thanks for joining me, Willie.
No worries, pal.
We're going to start off talking about the reserve team. You're obviously the manager. You took that job back in October 2019, I think. How did that come about for you?
I got a phone call to say that the previous reserve manager, Eddie Warwick, was moving to China, and would I be interested in taking the position? So I met with the chairman, had a chat about what it involved and stuff, and then obviously took the job from there.
How have you found the experience? Obviously, it's been a bit curtailed recently with COVID and no reserve league, but you had 7 or 8 good months in the job. How did you find it?
Yeah, enjoyed it. I've got my own football academy, which ranges from the ages of 3 to 16. So reserve levels, obviously, after that. So it gives you a little taste of the gap between kids football and senior football.
Obviously, when you came, the team were struggling. I think they were bottom of the league. You came in, we got a win, we got a couple of draws. What part did you play in that upturn in form?
I don't take too much credit for it. I tried to implement certain things, and then obviously it's down to the boys. And I thought that the boys worked really hard. When I first came in, they all had a point to prove. That's the case when a new manager comes in. It's like a clean slate for everyone. I think that maybe was the incentive that the boys needed.
One thing I'd be interested to hear your opinion on. I think a year and a half ago, the league changed from under-20s to reserves. Obviously, under-20s, there were 3 or 4 boys over that kind of threshold. Queen's, a shoestring squad, a tiny wee squad they've got, we do rely on the younger boys. Do you think it's more beneficial to play against the reserves, the men with Premiership experience, a lot of them, or people of their own age where they're perhaps more likely to pick up a few points?
No, I believe in the format. I think that playing against experienced players, playing against good top teams, give them more experience than going in and winning a game 3-4-5-0. The progress that the boys will make, even in the face of a defeat, is probably more than what they would if they were playing at their own age group and winning the game comfortably. So I'm a believer of the reserve format. Also gives the manager at first team level a chance that if there's no game or injuries, suspensions, whatever, he can use that to get the first team boys up to speed as well.
Obviously, there's no league this season due to COVID, but you sent out pretty much every reserve, barring a couple, on loan down to the south of Scotland. Is that just to gain more experience against men?
Yeah, again, exactly what it is. It's about going and playing men's football. When they're out on loan, they can still play for the reserves under the development loan scheme. So they go out, they play on loan, play against men on a Saturday, and then I can organise friendlies. Normally the reserve league would be on a Monday, but obviously with COVID and stuff, it's just arrange friendlies, and hopefully, obviously no one knows how long the COVID's going to last, so hopefully we can get back to reserve action as soon as possible.
How important is it for Queen's, a team like Queen's, a community side, to blood through that youth players? We've not had too many in the past few years, but like Tommy and Charlie came into the team on Tuesday and done well. How important is it that we pave that kind of pathway from under-20s up to first team?
Huge. I think the last time when Alan and Sandy got the job the first time, there was, a good group of boys, Gavin Riley, Kevin Holt, Ian McShane, young boys that they then went on, had a good season, and then made the club some money. It's a massive part of a club like Queen of the South, and my aim as a reserve manager is to get more and more through the youths into the reserves and then fill in that first team.
So you've done some of your coaching badges. Is management something you're hoping to go into in the future, I take it?
Yeah, I'm working towards it. I'm using COVID to learn as much as I can. I'm currently doing my UEFA A licence, which hopefully, again with COVID, it's been a little bit postponed. It's via Zoom and we're not sure when we'll get on the pitch to do our assessment and stuff. But when that comes round, I'll be ready. I'll then hopefully achieve my A licence, which will give me a platform to, I'm obviously getting on in age a little bit, although I feel fit in myself. I'll then have the attributes that if a manager's job comes around, I can apply and go for that.
You had your first taste of management almost at the start of the season against Ayr and Wraith. Alan and the team had to isolate with COVID. Obviously, how did you find that? Obviously, it was still Alan's teaming, I'm assuming, and stuff, but you were in charge.
Yeah, well, myself and Stephen, we both took joint responsibility. It was obviously an unfortunate circumstance. It was a weird one. We probably enjoyed taking training and stuff like that, but Alan and Sandy sent us a team, sent us a set pieces. We did it their way, but it kind of gives you a little taste of it. And, I'm maybe not ready for it right now because I'm still playing and I want to concentrate on helping the team get up the league. But, it's something that I want to work towards. I enjoyed that little period of time. I enjoy coaching, and it's something I see myself doing in the near future.
You are enjoying playing back this season. How are you finding that new position?
It's different. You see a lot more of the game as a wide player. You kind of drift in and out the game, and you play some of the game with your back to the game. But being further back the pitch, you can see the bigger picture. Try and use your experience, help the boys round about you. I said to the manager pre-season when he had said, where do I see myself playing? For the 2 or 3 years previous, I was sitting in front of the back four and trying to get in the ball and dictate the middle of the pitch. But we've got a few players in there and we're obviously really short of defenders. So the manager had asked me to fill in there and I felt like I've been doing all right in there. So hopefully that'll continue.
You spent 4 or 5 years, I think it was, in the low leagues with like Peter Hest and Smear and stuff. Did you think at that time that was kind of your full-time professional football dream, if you like it, over?
Yeah, I've said this many times. There's a lot of boys in the lower leagues that are part-time for different reasons, whether it's a good job or the part-time club. You'll find a lot of part-time clubs pay more money than some full-time clubs. So it's not the case that these boys and myself aren't good enough to play full-time or at championship level. It's just been other circumstances. But yeah, I went part-time due to family reasons and other offers from part-time clubs, and to build my football academy with another local lad, Dan Carmichael. And that's been doing really well. So we've kind of set that base, and it gave me the opportunity when obviously Alan had said about going full-time again. That's all kind of set up in the background. So it's something that, if full-time doesn't last long, I can go back to.
I just want to touch on something, a nice moment I noticed on Tuesday. Tommy Goss's goal, and you were the first man to celebrate with him. And also at the end, I noticed a nice little fist bump and a wee hug from him. That must be a real proud moment, not just for Tommy, but for you as well, having brought him to the club, that he got his first goal. Yeah,
I said the other night that there was a few doubters when I brought Tommy to the club, but everybody could see he's got an eye for goal. He's got some good attributes. For a big man, he's actually got very good technical ability as well, keeping the ball at his feet and stuff. So for Tommy, it was obviously a great delight, monkey off the back, first professional goal, and he enjoyed it. But I said to my wife when I got home, I'm probably happier than Tommy because it shows that my decision to bring him to the club and give him a chance is obviously paying off.
Obviously, it was the end of 2020 for Queens, but it's a new year now when this comes out. Do you have any message for the Queens fans in 2021?
Well, no. Hopefully we see them soon. Like I said, we don't know about COVID, but it would be good to see them back in at Palmerston. I know the fans very well. I live in the town. When the club aren't doing too well, you're surrounded by it and you're asked questions and stuff. But then again, when Queens have the good times, you're also getting the praise and stuff. I think that some of the boys that don't live in the town don't realise how much it means to the fans. But I do, and hopefully the result the other night, we got Derby on Saturday, we can kick on and move up the league and give the fans something to shout about when they come back.
Well, thanks very much for joining me. Cheers.
No worries, family. Thanks, mate.